Welcome, ladies and gents, to Face TV here for some Star Series action. We're going to kick things off with quite a debut match. It's going to be Kinguin. Everyone's been waiting to see them. Oh, yeah. I'm joined by Maikelele. Welcome to the show.
How's it going?
But, I mean, first things first. Who the hell are you?
Who the hell am I? First off, thanks for having me. It's great to be in the Face It Studios to bring off this this Counter-Strike, my debut in Europe, actually, for casting CSGO. But a little bit of background about myself. I've been, I guess, I don't know if you ever read the Richard Lewis, where they were talking about the fathers of casting CS. It was Joe Miller and Paul Challoner or something like that, Red Eye. Well, I guess I'll be like the grandfather of it. I started casting CS back in 1.5, 1.6 with the Teen Sportscast Network back in like 2002, 2003. Then I kind of fell off towards the face of the earth when we kind of had that split between the Source and 1.6. I'd stayed with the 1.6 scene. And now that goes back, I've been casting a bit in North America here and there. But now I just came on vacation here in London, and it turns out Gfinity was happening the same weekend. Now this is happening too, so I'm just really stoked to be here and just start casting some CSGO.
Well, I mean, this guy, he went out there and he just made something of himself. I'm still here, nerding it up, casting some Counter-Strike. It's good to see people from the real world that we used to be in esports. How is it out there?
It's great. Actually, I still wish I was back in esports still, though, with casting CSGO full time, like you're doing now, like Anders is doing, like Semler's doing out in Europe as well. Now, unfortunately, people like me have to grow older. I'm like 31 now. I'm a Gramps, like I mentioned before. Not like Scoots, but still, it's quite an honor to be back here to cast some CSGO.
Scoots is pretty old. That's a good point.
Definitely.
So let's talk about our match here today. Yep. So the format for Star Series has also changed, but we've got Kinguin, Team Kinguin. Of course, Scream and Maikelele were looking for a team for ages, and they finally made that announcement that they got a great offer from Kinguin. I think SK were trying to poach them and so on as well. But we have SKYTTEN, Scream, Fox, Maikelele, and Rain. So these are some big names. We've got Rain, who was... of course, Maikelele was in London Conspiracy, and he really liked playing with Rain. Obviously, they got along really well, and it was a player that he wanted to move forwards with. So, a really skilled lineup. I mean, you've been following some CS, and I'm sure some of these players must be familiar to you. Yeah,
for sure, especially if you're talking about the team like Kinguin. I mean, if you're looking at SKYTTEN and you're looking at Maikelele, they've been together in CSGO, or they've been playing since the start of it, like 2.5 years ago as well. So it's good to see them still together. You'll still get that communication. I mean, if we're going to talk about communication, that's that little bit of a gap. That's what everybody's fearing a bit as well. What's going to be the communication like for this team? Are they going to be using or just radio commands? Sector clear, bomb is down. No, just kidding. But we want to know how it's going to happen, how they're going to be playing towards with this international team that they have now. And you mentioned it here, Dan. They're actually an all-star lineup, superstars, great fraggers, great entry fraggers, great operas as well. Another interesting thing that they have is bringing Fox in from Kick. He's going to be their primary opera at the same time. So Maikelele, he could be their secondary opera, but he's going to focus more a bit on rifling a little bit more.
I hope so. I always felt like that worked better for him back in the LGB days. But we're just taking a quick look at the groups here. And as you guys can see, lots of interesting teams here. Not the star-studded lineup that we've had in some of the past editions of Star Series. We have a lot of up-and-coming teams, which more importantly, like we saw LDLC White there, for example. They've had some really good results. So lots of really interesting Tier 2, potentially Tier 1 teams looking for some experience and some upsets in this league. Of course, Kinguin are going to be playing against Copenhagen, well, ex-Copenhagen Wolves. Yeah. So the thing is with these Danish lineups,
it's brand new as well.
Yeah, I mean, but these guys have probably played with each other on some other edition of some other team that's Danish. Like, they're just all mixing around. Very crazy scene. But we have AcilioN, maeVe, Glaive, Hunden, and tenzki. So these guys have played together, I think, most of them. I think AcilioN, Glaive, Hunden, and tenzki, at least. I think they all played together in one of the XMG lineups not so long ago.
You're going to be the expert in that. So I'm brand new about these players, knowing about these teams, knowing about the Norwegian scene as well. So I'm just looking forward to how actually these two brand new teams are going to go facing off against each other as well, right? So we're going to have, it is a veto map. The process is going to be best out of 3. So we're going to have 3 maps at least tonight as we're going to go in for the knife round. So the first one is going to be on Overpass. And this is actually the map that's chosen by Kinguin, quite surprisingly, as their first map. So when we're looking at the veto process as they're knifing right now, Kinguin actually vetoed Dust 2 to start things off. Then Copenhagen Wolves, or ex-Copenhagen Wolves, vetoed Train, and then Kinguin vetoed Cobble, which is kind of normal as a brand new team to see how things are going to go. But vetoing Dust 2 is quite interesting as a veto coming in from a team like Kinguin.
Yeah, I mean, it is quite. I'm quite surprised because also this ex-Copenhagen Wolves lineup, which again is these guys were all in MyXMG, most of them together for a while. MyXMG were really, really good at Overpass. They had some really amazing strategies. James actually even still brings them up. We saw that MyXMG lineup in December in the G2A Cup, and they were running some, I think some running executes into B bomb site that we just haven't seen before since then, since December. And so I actually wonder how well prepared, not Kinguin are, but ex-Copenhagen Wolves here. I think they're going to be really comfortable. So this will be a really interesting one. Although I'm always a little bit dubious at this point. But like any guys who are teaming up with Scream, surely they must just like feel like there's like a curse on Scream. But anyway, we'll get back into that later on because we're into the pistol round here between Kinguin and ex-Copenhagen Wolves.
Hey, everybody's been hyping up about it now, so let's hype it up as they're finally getting their first pistol round coming in. So looking at things, we're gonna see maeVe looking back towards this B bomb site as they are trying to execute towards this short, and we have SKYTTEN trying to hold it off, but picked off by Glaze. So they do have a quick rush moving in, and there's only one guy defending towards this B bomb site right now, waiting for the rotation, and it looks like it's going to be Scream. But looking at Rain so far, he's battling up a little bit here. We even things up on a 4 versus 4, but really nobody executing so far towards this B bomb site as we're getting our rotation in from the CT side.
Yeah, it's really nice actually by Rain, retaking control of connector. So they're kind of sandwiched in here at the moment. They have managed to find themselves into the B bomb site as Hunden looks for the plant. But in come the CTs, there's 4 of them left alive for Kinguin, slowly making their way over. And it's looking quite good here. Rain and Fox timing with some excellent kills. Hunden really put to a very hard spot. Scream will deal with him. And in comes maeVe to save the day. There's 2 quick frags from maeVe. Excellent stuff. And he gets the triple. What a save there from maeVe.
I was going to say it was a good start there for a Scream because when you're looking at, you mentioned it, Dan, they sandwiched them so far towards that B bomb site. They didn't have that bomb plant in yet, and they were just battling 1 versus 1. So he held it off long enough right now for his teammates to rotate and try to get that, win the round, I guess, towards the end of the day. But Hunden getting that plant, and it just came on to a clutch play by maeVe with that 3 versus 1.
And now we're going to have that full buy-up. The jumping scouts, Scream and Rain, and to be honest, this is quite scary, but it looks like ex-Copenhagen Wolves going to go with a quick execute into that B-bomb site, sticking together as a unit, trying to mitigate any potential poor situations on the close ranges by Kinguin, and they've done this very, very well actually, looking to use those grenades fantastically. And so far, Kinguin, they're kind of shut out here.
Yeah, I like what they kind of had at the beginning of the round. You mentioned it before, by having those 2 guys towards long. Nice shot by Glaze, by the way, though. They're just holding out this site. So let's look at the analysis of the round right after, because they're pushing right now, trying to get a few exit kills, trying to get a few guns. As SKYTTEN finally gets one with the CZ, doesn't manage to pick up the gun yet. He's going to get hunted down. Manages to get a second one easily there towards short B. But that being said, Rain is going to be the last man standing, trying to save it. So that's what we're going to try to mention before. So Scream and Rain, trying to go with that double scope setup here with the scouts towards long A. I kind of like that because the long range, you're expecting maybe some submachine rifles or maybe some Tech 9s long range. You still have the advantage there with 1 tag and a 2nd tag immediately. You could drop them like flies quite easily. So the gamble is there, but unfortunately, ex-Copenhagen Wolves still decide to work towards this B bomb site, which gave them that easier advantage by getting the entry frags with the AKs.
Yeah, they actually were able to save a scout as well, so maybe they can string together some more damage here, because they did take down 3 players, so that's kind of nice. If they can take down another couple here, they will definitely be able to keep ex-Copenhagen Wolves a little bit honest with their money. Now, Rain's moving into connected with that scout, and the rest of his team are pushing down A long, but
nobody's there.
That is indeed, we got the full execute on to B again from ex-Copenhagen Wolves, just the tried and tested strategy from them against these worse off buys, so looking good again for them.
Yeah, like you said, it was just a save round coming in for Kinguin. They gambled again, but pushed towards long, expecting some people to move in from the terrorist side here. That's what his site's pretty much open-handed right now. So it's easy for them to plant for ex-Copenhagen Wolves. They're just going to look for to just hold this bomb. It should be some easy frags. No armor's being purchased. A full save for Kinguin right now. So it's pretty much in the bag for ex-Copenhagen Wolves. The next round is going to be the most important one to see when this op's going to come in here for Fox, depending how much money he has on the next round here. And we're actually going to finally see the firepower of Kinguin in the full gun round for both teams.
If you get anything here, it's not looking too good. It's like Rain will be able to save the scout, but beyond that, not really a good round there for Kinguin, not getting a single frag. So just, merit to ex-Copenhagen Wolves, just running the safe plays and doing strategies that just abuse the disadvantages of Kinguin. So now we get the full buy from Kinguin. We get to see what they have in store. Maikelele is going to be on the scout.
Yeah, saved by Rain. So then Fox did not have enough money to go for that AWP. So interesting enough, it's Maikelele that's taking a scout instead of Fox. So we're still going to keep him with the rifles going on here.
So standard play here from Kinguin, a bit forward towards the toilets area, towards Party. Scream going to smoke it, and he is playing with Rain there. So Rain's going to have to fall back a little bit. Scream still undiscovered here with the Silence 10-4 going in from the side, but they still haven't pushed through. It's a very dangerous spot here. Really good moves from ex-Copenhagen Wolves, pushing them back slowly, but Scream is still holding down the toilets. They're looking for the frag or the trade, but it's not going to happen. Great stuff there from Scream.
Yeah, they're just trying to work 1 versus 1 right now for ex-Copenhagen Wolves, trying to open a defense here on the CT side against Kinguin, but they're just holding it well towards the washroom area, and that bomb was still holding way back. He had some backup, had some defense, but now they're going to have to work as a group to still try to execute towards this A bomb site. But at least Maikelele is there towards the armored car, just in front of the bank. He's going with the jump scout, so he just saw the Opera right there. So maybe he's just going to wait, gets that shot, so that's an easy pick. So he's going to narrow down the situation right now, even into a 3-on-3 situation. But Scream is still inside the site, and we have one flanking across here. It looks like it's going to be Fox making his way towards the blue door to flank from behind. So let's see what happens.
Scream is actually a monster on this side of the map. We'll have to see if he can hold things off, because right now ex-Copenhagen Wolves, they're going to go in really fast with the smokes to cover them, but Scream in with a quick frag. That's really, really important now. Now they're down a man on ex-Copenhagen Wolves, but Kinguin just taking full advantage of them being exposed, moving in for that plant, and the round will be won by them. They're going to put up their first one onto the board, so that's 1-3, and that's really important now, because as you can see, Fox picks up the AWP, and that, as you mentioned, is going to be pretty key moving forwards here.
Definitely. So let's see if he's going to keep it right now. But a great round to start things off here for Kinguin. They didn't suffer too much of a loss there, as they had a great hold towards that middle area to start things off in the washroom. So now it is going to be Fox keeping this AWP. Of course, enough money going in for ex-Copenhagen Wolves, because they did get the bomb plant no matter what, and winning 3 rounds in a row. They're looking fairly well with the economy, but this time not going for an op. So we'll see if it's going to be an aggressive push going on right now. We do have 2 of them working as a group, but they're going to pinch back and work towards this middle washroom area. But Scream is still going to hold it down through the smoke. First headshot evened up by Glaive already, though. But Maikelele is there to support, so we were just going to leave 1 man inside B, the rest of them working towards this A-bomb site and holding the A-bomb site for Team Kinguin.
So it's going to have to be a very interesting decision here from ex-Copenhagen Wolves, despite being down a man. It is even, and that's going to give them a slight advantage moving together. They just have to figure out how can they best attack one of these sites. So they are going to actually pick the B bomb site, and that is definitely going to be a bit easier to execute on. They still have loads of grenades left to play with. They have a Molotov on maeVe, so that can go towards the barrel position, eliminate that one, and they should actually be able to move Kinguin back off the B site and get a plant and a post-plant situation at the very least. So unless that's what should happen here, but if Fox is on, that could change everything.
We'll see. They're creeping in slowly right now. He sees a double kill to start things off with his first bullet. Another one, quick one on tenzki, and already Glaive is going to be last man standing, trying to work things out with the bomb down now, but that is a great hold by Fox, and he played it so patiently there, Dan.
Yeah, this guy is pretty damn good. I mean, 4 kill right there from Fox, just single-handedly shutting down the round. And that is kind of the power you expect him to bring to the team. He is a bit of a star AWPer, to be honest. Probably one of the best players out of Portugal right now, no doubt about it. He's been around for a long, long time.
Very long time, even with Kick back in the 1.6 days. So he is an old-school player indeed, and moving into an international team, he's making his mark so far and definitely proven that he could be a primary AWPer for Kinguin.
Absolutely, and I'm really excited to see the dynamic that has, because again, I really have wanted to see Maikelele back on the rifle for a long time, but we're going to have the quick eco in to the A-bomb site. Now, if they can get the bomb down, that would be the mission accomplished, but it doesn't look like they're going to come close to that at the moment. No. Kinguin are holding the line very effectively.
They just had a great crossfire set up there on both sides of the main entrance, and already a rotation comes in. The bomb didn't even make it past the staircase, so it was even like the first or second guy that peeked out towards washroom, so there's not really anything that they could do there right after, you know?
But now we're going to have the full buy for ex-Copenhagen Wolves, and I have to see what kind of strat they run. I would probably expect to see some kind of execute. I know that they must have them. AcilioN, again, has the Molotov, and the easiest Molotov to throw for that push onto the B site is towards that back barrels, and once you have that position cleared, much easier to move through the monster tunnel, as we're seeing them do here. So going for the really fast pace on this one, and they're going to catch a great timing onto Fox. Massive kill.
Yeah, because that was a great flash piece from across, but Maikelele is holding by the sandbags, drops the first kill to even things up, but finally, smokes are coming through, but a nice fake by tenzki there towards Graffiti, watches the flank as they were trying to rotate across and pinch him again for Kinguin. Bomb is now planted as the 2-minute advantage coming in for ex-Copenhagen Wolves, but so far they're going to try to take this retake with success. It's down to a 2v2. tenzki looking back towards tunnel, towards that flank again, and he's going to maybe flash out for his teammate to look out, but They are pushing in aggressively for Kinguin right now, looking at both sides of the site. So they're going to have to play the body block, or probably going to go for that defense with one on the full defuse after that smoke. Great positioning for Scream right now. Does he have enough time? And he will, as that spray did not work too well at all there for tenzki. But he had a 4K that round. Almost went for that ace if he actually did get that kill onto Scream. But unfortunately, it was just a nice smoke and an even better position for Scream by staying behind that pillar. So he wasn't going to get shot by anybody moving towards lower sewer. That's
a lot of experience as well. You can really tell, like, well, not just the composure, but just the presence of mind, the calmness of mind to make that call. So, okay, smoke it, I'm going to go for the hold, and you just try to get a kill. And we probably will win this round if we just do that right now. And they didn't have any hesitation there. And that's what I really liked about that.
Yep.
And it did pay off in this occasion. But they're back down to a full rifle setup. ex-Copenhagen Wolves have been doing a lot of economic damage. So they could still knock Kinguin off kilter if they keep that up. And even potentially steal away around. And they're going to get an opening here on tenzki. So AcilioN is under control right now for ex-Copenhagen Wolves. They've forced Kinguin all the way back onto A. Scream is going to be looking towards the AcilioN area. But this is the map now for ex-Copenhagen Wolves to do with as they please.
Yes. And let's see what's going to happen with that. And the advantage of working towards long is that they know that Fox is playing towards B. So they want to use the firepower of the op in the hands of maeVe to try to open up towards long and clear out the A bomb site, which is going to make it an even harder rotation for an opera like Fox to move back in. But he's going to switch back to the M4 in this round here. maeVe is going to drop Maikelele. So there you go. That A side is now open. We do have SKYTTEN try to move back in here and try to hold it for long enough for Fox to move in and help with him. But there's one lurking in the back here, watching the road rotate. But it's Fox that's going to win that fight. So bomb is now playing it 4 versus 2. They know that one's playing the flank. So it's going to have to be SKYTTEN. He's going to have to come in big right now, going for the bank. This pace as he gets the kill onto maeVe, and there you go. He's going to be the last man standing. With that, 3 guys still alive, the bomb planted towards the front. He's just going to attempt to save his gun towards the rest of this round.
Yeah, I really like the attempt there, though, from Kinguin. I mean, if they would have gone for the save, they probably would have been hunted down anyway, and they were in position so quickly that they actually could have made a go of that. We saw Fox open up with a really nice kill, and then they had the kind of pincer actually coming on. And again, if SKYTTEN was a bit faster on that first frag out of bank, that's actually kind of doable from that spot. So again, a nice decision to actually go for the contention there. We got the full buy from them here, but this has got to be it. Both teams are 1 round with, from an eco, so this one's worth 2 for either side. So very, very important one. Maikelele taking his AWP towards AcilioN. He's the only AWPer now for Kinguin. maeVe is looking for that shot down to Monster, but you wouldn't expect a peek as there's no AWP on the side of Kinguin towards B. So
that's right.
Tentative hold so far.
Back in the hands of Maikelele, who's going to be opting towards long. So Fox is just playing with the Colt here towards that B bomb site. Now they're just trying to look for some openings for ex-Copenhagen Wolves. The score is 4-4, which is actually pretty good for ex-Copenhagen Wolves with a brand new lineup coming into here, right? Both of these teams are playing for the first time with their brand new lineups here for the Star Series season number 13. So it's actually looking to be an exciting game so far, and this is only the beginning. We have a best out of 3, so this is going to be. I'm actually still pretty stoked right now. It's like I'm on a first date. So many butterflies in my stomach.
Yeah, honestly, I'm definitely feeling excited for this one as well, because Overpass we can see that both these teams match up pretty well here so far. And a nice bit of spray from Fox there, and he's going to actually get caught. A good response from tenzki, even surviving on 2 HP. That's right. It's definitely a game of inches, of milliseconds, as Dazed puts it so aptly. But now ex-Copenhagen Wolves not with a huge amount of time left. 30 seconds on the clock, have to make the move. Looking to go for the straight up execute into the A bomb site now. There are actually 3 players here fast to rotate for Kinguin. Scream, the first of those. But with that FAMAS and all the smoke stands, it's hard to find an angle in AcilioN, and Glaive cutting down the defense. It is going to be so hard now. Maikelele at the back, but there's smoke everywhere. Just one man to make the difference here for Kinguin, and it's going to be way too tough in this kind of a setup.
For sure on a 4 versus 1, and I think there was a small error that happened in that hold for Kinguin, because Scream, as soon as you switch towards this, towards his point of view, you saw a flashbang come from the main bomb site towards the back of the site. So I think he was trying to lob it over, try to blind ex-Copenhagen Wolves for a bit to give a chance for his teammate to come out and then overtake the A bomb site and set up the crossfire. But that flash that falls back towards the CT side, CT spawn, maybe could have blinded some of his teammates that couldn't let them come out. So that gave a big opening right now for ex-Copenhagen Wolves to get the bomb plan in. Now they're going to try to hunt the Opera. They will do so. So they win this round here for the terrorist team of ex-Copenhagen Wolves, and they retake the lead now 5-4.
This is a nice result. And now, as we were mentioning, it was worth 2 that round, and Kinguin have been broken on the economy. They've got between 1 to 2.5k on average across the team, so they're looking at a double eco in this situation.
Definitely.
Actually, no, they lost. This is the second one they lost, so they're going to be on 2400 after losing this one. So they should actually be able to buy, but it's going to be a weak buy.
Look at this math.
Cast the math. Hashtag cast the math. So we got the push here from Kinguin. They're kind of stacking towards A long at the moment with 3 players, and Copenhagen Wolves, ex-Copenhagen Wolves, are taking it slow. They're feeling out the map, putting those feelers out there, and they're not walking into any traps, any landmines. Very nicely done by them.
Definitely. They saw 3 guys towards long. They're going to say, okay, the other 2 guys are probably pushed up towards blue door, so let's go back towards T-spawn, because meanwhile, Hunden is already cleared out towards the B-bomb side. He's already creeping towards graffiti, so he's going to be able to catch some people rotating towards lower CT spawn to B site, so this is going to be big for them right now. At least Scream gets the CZ headshot onto Glade. They will be able to pick up a weapon here, but it's only a Mac 10. There you go. Where he's playing right now. Hunden couldn't get the spray onto a second kill, though, so this is going to be an AK picked up. The bomb has just been planted. This is going to be good for them right now for the CT side, just to hurt the economy of ex-Copenhagen Wolves. I think the round is still going to go for the T side, as they're getting dropped like flies right now. So we got about Kinguin. They are holding this side finally here for ex-Copenhagen Wolves, and everybody's just going to leave this site. And we're looking for exits here with Scream putting one down at 7 HP, gets a 2k before he's traded out by AcilioN. But we're going to ask for a pause here with the 6-4 score, and let's see what's going to happen with that. So far, quite exciting, Dan.
Yeah, it's actually a really, really awesome match. And, of course, we're seeing Scream actually with a nice performance. He's actually top fragging for his team at the moment with 11 kills. And he killed 3 guys with a CZ in that round. That's actually kind of huge because, of course, he's got... Actually, I think the CZ is still on like just a $100 money bonus, which is kind of depressing because he only gets like $300 for that on the Cure Award. But
hey, it's a good thing because CZ was too OP back then.
It's pretty strong. It's still pretty darn good.
Yeah.
So, well, Scream... what I've seen actually from him in the past, because of course Scream has been without a team for a long time, and of course he kind of missed out on the French shuffle and didn't really get into a good team. He was stuck on Epsilon, and then we had that whole situation with Epsilon where they weren't doing so well. I think the chemistry was a bit off. You know, FXO was definitely a point of contention within the team, and then they just kind of stopped playing. And then what happened was we had the match fixing scandals, and then GMX was like, "Hey guys, by the way, everyone on my team also is match 16 because they're gonna kick him." And he's like, "I take all his passes down with me," and then he's like, "Oh, but you know, Scream, he's a nice guy. We'll let Scream just have a free pass here." I'm sure, of course, Scream didn't do anything wrong. I'm not trying to imply that he did, but of course that's really terrible luck.
No, for sure.
He's just left out there in the cold, and for ages he was having hard times, but of course now he's finally found his team, and yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see how it develops, because we saw him jump in with Envious briefly for a week or so, I think a week before the Face It LAN, and there was an Overpass game, and he played the A side, as we were seeing him do here, and he just demolished everyone. Like, he's really, really good on the A side of the map, and so far it's a really tight game, but as we've seen, everyone is performing pretty well here.
Well, they've been talking about Scream being like the one-tap king, right? He's amazing in terms that he was on point when he was playing with Shock's NBK back then, with Vera Games as well. In Source, he was dominating as well, and it kind of like fell down a bit towards his skill level, and then people were wondering, okay, when he's going to make his comeback after Epsilon, when he's going to make his comeback, he's going to be on point. He's going to be as good as he was before. So far, it seems to be answering quite well, although they are losing 2 rounds behind so far, though, against ex-Copenhagen Wolves. So it's quite interesting to see how this team is going to mesh up. Now, when you're talking about how this team kind of formed, I was reading quickly on, pardon my North American English, but it's eSport Aftonbladet.
Aftonbladet, yeah, that's good. That's
not bad.
Aftonbladet.
So it was basically an interview that came with Maikelele talking about how they wanted to build a team. So when he was playing when he got dropped from NIP and he was playing with Scream, they're like, okay, let's try to see how we could build a team around this. And they wanted to build, first off, a super team, an international team. And I think there was in talks to actually talk to Hiko and SKYTTEN as well to form a super team together with that. I assume if that was going to be the case, it was going to be those 4 with SKYTTEN actually coming in as the in-game leader for the team, because they have a great chemistry as well for Maikelele and SKYTTEN. So them together, him being the in-game leader, doing the calls, there's going to be some chemistry there. But then you got great opping by SKYTTEN, and you got a great fragger with Hiko as well. But now you're replacing Hiko with someone like Scream, and you're replacing an opper like SKYTTEN with Fox. And those are actually pretty good substitutions as well, as this NA shuffle happened at the same time here for CSGO in the North American scene. So that's why you kind of saw SKYTTEN and Hiko join different teams themselves.
Yeah.
So that they had to find some people to replace, and I think they did quite well so far.
It's almost actually like Hiko is kind of the North American version of Scream insofar as he got kind of left out in the cold, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
And
I
then,
guess so.
Then he's in Nyland now.
Yeah.
I don't know how that would work out. Actually, I was watching Dave's new video earlier, and he was actually in his eyes actually he was saying that he thinks that Nyland are as maybe basically up there with Cloud9 in terms of individual skill, or maybe just a little bit below, maybe a little bit above in certain aspects.
Yeah.
And that's actually surprising to me because Cloud9 have a lot of individual skill. That's kind of what they have going for them at the moment.
I just think in general, there was a quote that I read, I think, a few months back on Reddit when they were talking about North American scene versus European scene, where they were saying European collects prize money while North American collects air miles. And that's kind of it right now, because unfortunately, yeah, they might be on the top performing level in terms of individual skill as Cloud9, but when it comes to North American teams trying to work together and trying to be a contender team against European teams, it's just not working so far. So my fear right now with the NA Shuffle is everything that's happening in so far with the NA Shuffle, I still have a fear that we're still a few steps behind of what it used to be when we had iBuyPower coming in with Days Steel and all them SKYTTEN swag. So I guess everybody right now is just praying to the Volvo God that hopefully these guys will be unbanned soon and we might finally see a contender team again. Right now, I think we have Elevate. That's pretty much the team that's been putting a few upsets and some good fights against the international teams. But when you're looking back at previous events in North America that happened to have international teams, you always had North America in the bottom 4, bottom 8, depending how many North American teams are in there. So surprisingly, right now with Gfitting that just happened, I guess Liquid was not last, they were before last, or Cloud9, sorry, Liquid was still
Liquid
last.
actually performed better than Cloud9.
Yeah. Oh, that's it. So
which is actually, I think a lot of people don't even realize that because Liquid got so much hate from that LAN actually. Yeah. Of course, there were some. I mean, Adren didn't have the best performance ever from that LAN, and some of the losses that they did take were so shocking and gained so much attention and traction. Yeah. And they didn't actually get streamed on the matches where they were winning. So, because they were, of course, they would take maps off. I think even Fnatic as well. So. And also Na'Vi as well, so that like they're able to actually post some results. It's just generally inconsistent and shaky. Well,
at the same time, when you were in their shoes, in their positions right now, when they actually got the map against Fnatic, nothing was in play for them anymore, right? Yeah, so if anything, it's good practice for them to say, okay, well, we don't have the pressure to have to perform as well to try to make it to the money, I guess, area in the top 4, but at least. That being said, they're like, okay, well, let's just see how we're going to do, and then without that pressure, I think they're able to do it. So.
And that's pretty important because their results that face it, I think, were a bit worse than that. But just generally speaking, it must be pretty much a huge relief after some of the performances, just to remind themselves, hey, we can actually still play the game. But guys, we are back into the match. We apologize for the short delay there, but we are going to see a 4-6 scoreline here as Kinguin are trailing, but they're back with a bye. It's not the best bye in the world ever, so. We have to see if they can get a good start going for themselves. And
yeah, small armor is not so bad because against AK it's just a 1-tap, but no kits. Actually, only Van Huten right now, and he's currently playing kind of lurking between A and B. So this could maybe work in terms of if they need a kit, they could get it and pick it up and try to get something done. But it's going to have to count on a lot of holding right now for Kinguin, getting maybe 1 or 2 kills before they actually enter a site, getting some trades in so that their teammates can come in and get the defuse on time. But a nice boost coming in right now. Screaming on the pot, looking back towards the washroom, gets the quick pick into AcilioN. And again, it's that headshot percentage to start things off. I think he was like at 70% headshot percentage when I was looking at the intro of this hype new Kinguin team. So it's quite interesting to see how on point he is so far as well in this match. That being said, they are still trying to push towards this A bomb side. He's scoring face-to-face against Glaive. There you go. Another headshot to add in. Make that a third one, as Hunden is going to fall as well. So maeVe and tenzki, last 2 remaining right now for ex-Copenhagen Wolves. And they're kind of split across the map. 1 in B, 1 towards middle. And I think they can just spot him right now as he tried to do the jump across here, looking back towards water. So tenzki is going to meet up with his teammate, and they're going to try to get something done. But there's only about 20 seconds left, under 20 seconds left in this round. So at this point, I think they're just going to look for maybe a few frags and save their weapons.
Yeah, it's one of those spots where Kinguin probably don't even feel incredibly comfortable investing too much because their economy is so bad and actually hunting down the frags, knowing that maeVe is alive with an AWP and tenzki can be lurking and they're full on HP. It's not really worth it, so it's smart from Kinguin to just hold back for now. And it's incredibly important as well that they managed to actually sustain no losses there. But we can see once more Scream coming in with just very smart play on the A side of the map towards the toilets and the party area with that boost over the window. And those kind of efficient plays are going to put them in a position where now they have all these incendiaries. And that's going to really, really help them massively to create delays. But they're going to go for that pushing connector. And what can Maikelele find down there?
Looks like he didn't see anything here, but you mentioned it before. They didn't have a lot of grenades to work with. Oh, actually, he does spot somebody long range there. It's going to be Hunda. He's going to win that fight 1 versus 1. But just to look back on that last round, they didn't have a lot of nades to work with. Maybe 1 or 2 smokes, but nobody really had a full arsenal of nades, and they just used it at the right moment to actually get those frags and get that win. And again, it's all thanks to Scream holding in towards this washroom area. Now, a 5-on-4 situation. We are creeping slowly towards long right now, and nobody's really watching it. So AcilioN's creeped up all the way towards the front. He might be able to catch one off guard. Oh, he actually gets the position away. But still, Rain never turned around, and he's going to get a double kill. And this is a big opening right now, but Maikelele in front of the bank. 1 and 2, retaliated by maeVe, and we're down to a 2 versus 2. SKYTTEN right now rotated back, and he's by himself at the staircase waiting for his teammate, Fox, to meet up with him. And we still have yet to move inside the site. tenzki was so far behind still. There comes that bomb plant, so they're gonna let him plant at least. There's that flash for them to move out.
There you go. Retake is connecting. Fox finds the frag around the side of the container. Great reaction there from Fox, and that will save the round. But at this, I mean, they should have been able to win that fairly cleanly, to be honest. I mean, Rain, there must have been a communication error because that was a massive mistake that no eyes were on A-Long at all, and that cost them massively there. They lost 3 players when they could have potentially taken it with maybe just losing 1 guy. They had really strong positions.
Yep.
It was kind of ex-Copenhagen Wolves push to kind of a rough push timing, and it's going to go 6-6 now. So Kinguin, they're still going to be fine on the buy, but that could hurt if ex-Copenhagen Wolves actually do a lot of damage in this round as well.
Yeah, I still got to say it was an error on both sides as well, because post-plant, when you're looking at ex-Copenhagen Wolves, I don't know why you want to peek back into the site. It's planted towards the front, your teammate has a good positioning towards the washroom, fall back, set up with him, set up a crossfire, wait for that diffuse sound, or if they're going to try to push down the stairs, you already have 2 guys with that crossfire set up. So that round was actually in your hands for the T side of ex-Copenhagen Wolves. But that being said, they did get a bomb plan, so a 4th buy coming in for ex-Copenhagen Wolves because they do have 2 Galils. Not much smokes to work with right now, and they're just going to try to get some openings creeping towards the short area of the A bomb site. But again, Rain and Scream just holding it down, and look at that. They tried to move in all the way towards A, look back towards the washroom, and they just can't win the fight with the beacon advantage coming through. Pushing in towards CT spawn, kill into SKYTTEN, and just like that, last man standing, and just couldn't get it done.
Yeah, so far, I mean, you can see that the strength of Kinguin is definitely towards their A defense at the moment, because, I mean, Scream and Rain, these 2 riflers in these positions, these 4 positions, like team playing together, they seem to have a really good chemistry and a really good coordination around that spot. And they always are dealing a huge amount of damage when ex-Copenhagen Wolves are moving in there. So, got to be really careful of that. And wouldn't be surprised to see an execute on B in their next buy round, just to mix things up. They've had a lot of success getting the post plant in that spot. Yep. They've got all the knowledge for all the nades. So
even the entry, because when we're looking back at the I think it was the 7th round where they were trying to work back towards that B bomb site, that flash that went over the sewers to just work into B had Fox totally blinded to get it done.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see if they do go for that. They did find a kill here so far, so the definite mission for them is to get some just damage done to the economy of Kinguin. Although actually that said, we've only got 2 rounds to play out here, so the economy is not really going to matter. They just need to get the rounds posted. Yep. So let's see if they can actually make that happen, despite not having any armor, no grenades. Hunda in with a 1-on-1. He will not pick that one up. Fox will lock down short and get some key intel for his team.
Now the interesting thing here is that when we're switching through the players, we actually did have an AFK in spawn, so that being said, it's going to be tenzki that was in there. I thought it was Blaze that was still there as the in-game leader. I thought he was trying to look for some strats for the next round to see what they're going to do towards the next gun round. But looks like they're going to use a stand-in instead, so we do have some issues going in with Copenhagen Wolves. So we're just going to wait for him to come back, and then we'll see how it's going to go for ex-Copenhagen Wolves. But if I'm not mistaken, with the stand-in coming in this last round, he's only going to come in with $800 as well. So that's not going to be a positive there going in for the last round for ex-Copenhagen Wolves. That being said, though, these days for Overpass, do you think an 8-7 or a 9-6 is quite normal here for a CT side to play?
The thing is that it's still the meta is actually still evolving in how teams actually attack both bomb sites, and I actually think there's a lot of room to be worked in. I think there's a lot of give still with how the ratio of rounds should actually work out. But I think as CT, if you're getting anything between like the 8 to 10 range as CT, I think that's actually kind of respectable because teams are getting much better at the executes. Now we had the change that opened up the A-long area for T's as well. It's easier to execute into that position. We saw that ex-Copenhagen walls, where the rounds were made and generally broken for them, was actually the damage that was incurred whenever they were pushing up towards A. Because this is like the standard overpass thing, right? Like you want to take map control away from them, so it's not like hugely telegraphed, so they can't flank you through connector really easily. So you need to push them away from the toilets. And Kinguin, I mean, you can see that Scream's on 16 frags right there. This guy has been locking that down so effectively. I think that's definitely been a huge strength of Kinguin so far.
So they're gonna have send in to stand in.
Yeah, stand in the stand in. Alright, so a pretty standard opening so far from both sides. Although, actually, that said, I'm going to take that back because we don't have anyone towards the toilets here. We have 2 players towards long for Kinguin, and they don't have any idea what's happening at connector either. So
I think this is what you mentioned before, Dan, because you were saying maybe they're going to try to execute towards B because it's worked well. They want to work it fast. So Kinguin probably thought that same thing. And now Fox is looking to get an opening shot right now, but he's just hiding behind the barrel. That's his opponent right there. It's going to be Sendin. So he's scouting across, gives away his position as well by spamming with the Galil. So Fox is just going to wait there and hold it. Meanwhile, we are still creeping towards long, and Scream has the better angle coming in right now.
He's going to get the first frag easily. AcilioN goes down. Where's the trade? Going to try to make it happen, but I think he just flashed himself, actually. And Scream is going to say thank you very much.
Rip. As
he gets that frag easily. And now they have a really big advantage, and 2 orbs still alive on Kinguin. So Fox this is a very committed angle, but they have such a man-up advantage that's actually a really, really awesome play to make by Fox, especially in the last round here.
He's so low on the health right now. I don't know if he was spammed earlier on through the smoke, and they were still winning towards that angle, thinking that he was there, but he's going to win that fight against the new stand-in, and then HKopenhagen's going to hold back towards the sandbags. Last man standing is going to be maeVe, trying to get things done with the AWP, but there's not much time left on the clock, and he's going to have to try to ace-win this one, and I don't think that's going to happen against this superstar team. That nade, touchdown by Scream, and we're going to end the half a 9-6 in favor of Team Kinguin.
Yeah, so I think a pretty respectable result for both sides, actually. I think Kinguin could have done a little bit better on some of these rounds. There was one round in particular, or a couple rounds in particular, where they took too much damage, and there's a little bit of miscommunication. You can see that it's still a young team. You can see that, and in fact, if there's any criticism to go into this team, something that, of course, that you mentioned previously is, as you know, you made light of it, the fact that having to use the in-game set communications, the radio messages, right? Because of course these guys are from all over the place. We've got Swedes, we've got a guy from Belgium, we've got a Norwegian, we've got a guy from Portugal and a guy from Sweden. This is they're all over the place, so that might be a little bit of a difficulty going into the future. But
even this terrorist round, I mean, playing the terrorist side is going to be a lot harder in terms of calling, understanding what you have to do in terms of execution. While the CT side is just right here, A, they're B, it's easier to call. Now it's going to have to see how they're going to execute it right now, and look how fast they're moving, making their way towards this A-bomb site right now, and it's going to be a long-range fight as maeVe's trying to play aggressively, and Maikelele long-range in the face of AcilioN, and opening things up. Fox getting a one-tap moving in as well, and they are working under this as a group, and they are storming this A-bomb site, flawlessly moving into the site. Barely anybody damaged, watching the flank, and a trade comes through, but just like that, it's a 3 versus 1. Sandin is going to have to come in big.
How do you stop that? 5 guys running up the same choke point, just spread out like that. So difficult, and Sandin's going to try to save the situation. He's going to hit some amazing shots. So there's number 1 onto Fox as he moves in close. There's Rain, can't find the shot though, and Rain will silence him. So Kinguin holding it down. Only 2 players left in the end there, but I did really enjoy just the kind of sweeping motion that they took all throughout the A side of the map to just close that plant so easily.
I didn't really see if they actually purchased a lot of grenades for the CT side on the pistol round, but if you have a USP, playing long range, seeing guys coming from afar, from the washroom area, from long, you usually kind of want to go armor, right, to just try to get the advantage of body armor, and you don't expect them to headshot you with the Glock long range. So that being said, if they're going to try to move move in towards the site, that's a great way for the terrorist team to move towards the E-bomb site just as a group, because there's no counter flash or anything to hold them back. So as they move closer and closer, it's just easier for them to open things up and even go for trades.
And it's just going to have to be a very, very steady round here from Kinguin. This is the kind of round where, you know, you want good communication. You want, they have somebody, it's SKYTTEN, who is towards the B-long area, just spotting out. So they're trying to gather all that info to deduce exactly where ex-Copenhagen Wolves are at the moment, because a stack is very possible. And in fact, a stack is what is being played by them.
Yep.
4 players on the A-bomb site at the moment. They're trying to get some info themselves and react, but so far, they leave it too long, then Kinguin are going to work it out. They spotted the scout now. They would be smart to try to avoid this site. I'm going to have to pick off from Hunden as he is able to finish off Fox, who got tagged. And yeah, looking a little bit strained now for Kinguin. They have to make a move together.
AcilioN's looking for some information as he was hiding in the corner before. Spots 2 of them, gets scouted down, but then he just traded back. So far, this force buy is coming in up pretty well here for this counter-terrorist team for Copenhagen Wolves, at least by hurting the economy right now for Kinguin. And at the same time, they haven't really moved into the site to try to get a bomb plant yet. But that being said, all of them are closing in towards this B bomb site, but Hunden is still waiting there with maeVe, and they're able to drop one. 10 seconds left on the clock, and the bomb still has to move in. Scream is so low with 8 HP. Maikelele has to flank quickly, finally gets the kill. And now it's a 1 versus 1 inside the B bomb site. And it's going to be Scream that wins that one. And that could have been such a close call. If they actually did get that kill into Scream before with only 8 HP remaining, and then they knew that Maikelele was coming up towards the flank on the top, whoever was inside the B-bomb site probably could have stayed alive for the last 3 seconds and get that round, and that would have hurt the terrorist team so much.
I've got to say, it's pretty glorious watching Scream. Pretty glorious. There's just his mechanical movement there, searching for those heads. The Terminator, the Belgian Terminator. All right, so now it's just the full eco from ex-Copenhagen Wolves, so that's pretty clear. And Team Kinguin just have to play as a team, and they should be absolutely fine here. And of course, worst case scenario is for them to be too spread apart, and for someone to get picked off, maybe 2v1'd or something, and then a weapon to go to ex-Copenhagen Wolves, and then it can kind of swing downhill from there. You got to be careful, but they're moving together with a bomb now. Up A long. And Team Kinguin are also keeping an eye on the flank here in some good positions. So they're playing it safe and steady.
This is the second time that they do this. But they are checking the corner. They are not going to fall for that trap. Scream immediately towards his left, as AcilioN did that for 2 rounds in a row, hoping to catch some people from behind. But that's just going to be an easy thing right now for the A-bomb side against nothing right now for this counter-terrorist team. Only 2, even 1 P250 purchase here. I think it was in the hands of Sand, and just like that, the last 2 guys remaining are just going to look for some exits here. But I don't think it's going to work. Rain wins it 1 versus 1. Last one spotted here, and Scream gets the spray. And now it's 12-6 as Kinguin is running away with this game, but we're finally going to see the real gun round in this second half. So we'll see if things are going to turn around for ex-Copenhagen Wolves.
So Team Kinguin have decided to put Maikelele on the AWP actually. So perhaps they're deciding either just for this map's T side, or for whatever reason they like his ability to get the picks, because there's no timing for him.
So it's
here.
good. They still have versatility.
Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah, definitely. Having two capable whoppers is incredibly important. And Scream so far has been fighting pretty well, and they're looking just for an execute here into the B-bomb site. So they're looking to break them very quickly. But interestingly, ex-Copenhagen Wolves have a really nice setup. They got 3 on the B-bomb site, and 2 of it who will be very fast to actually flank through connector. So they're going to have to really execute very fantastically our Kinguin to not get caught off guard by ex-Copenhagen Wolves, or they should really try to take over connector to just make sure they cannot be flanked fast if they do go for the execute.
They're really counting on Maikelele as the entry fragger with an AWP. He's creeping up right now towards the sandbags. They're just around the corner, but he does not know. They're watching the flank at the same time, so like I said, they're really counting on this Opper to actually open things up. Here comes a few counter smokes right now, so that's going to nullify any pushes right now for this terrorist team. They're going to boost on the top of the sandbags. Maikelele is still looking for that frag, but AcilioN is slowly creeping up right now and pinching him in. He's going to be able to catch SKYTTEN right now from behind. He's just playing it patiently and finally waits for the right moment where he's going to catch him off guard. And just like that, they have to execute quickly, like you said, Dan. Rain actually makes it a 4 versus 4, but they're all pinned right now on the top of the sandbags. They have to execute quickly. 23 seconds left. Fox opens it up onto center. Inside B, but Glaive goes for a double right there, just playing in the water of the B side. Glaive looking for a trip kill, but stolen by maeVe, and just like that, great hold by ex-Copenhagen Wolves, just thanks to that flank by AcilioN that actually gave all that information that they needed.
Yeah, that's one of those spots where they need to cancel their push much sooner, because when you're in a spot where you kind of can't execute in, you can't get easy angles or shots, and you're just going to stubbornly wait there without any map control. You're actually allowing, the more time that goes by, ex-Copenhagen Wolves to have more and more players in better and better positions as they actually work out what you're doing. So you've got to keep the doubt in their minds and try to retake some level of map control and then adapt from that position. Instead of kind of just trying to commit when it's not working out. You gotta recognize that.
Yep.
So SKYTTEN maybe as the in-game leader a little bit too stubborn in that round. We'll have to see if they can bring things back here. But AcilioN is going to be able to pick up one towards connector. So losing connector presence for Team Kinguin is going to actually really hurt their ability to flank. Or sorry, rather to rotate towards sewers, towards B. So right now, ex-Copenhagen Wolves are poised to know everything that's happening, more or less.
Rain only had a Tech 9, but they do have a force buy coming in for the rest of Kinguin. So 3 AKs, 1 Deagle from Maikelele calling it the silver op. Trying to get things done. He's already inside the site, but maeVe holding by Optimus. He's able to get the frag there with the AWP. AcilioN holding back here on that lurk again on that flank. And they're just able to hold down this A bomb site, looking for a flawless victory as Fox is looking to fall back here and save his gun, but Acilion's going to hear him. He's going to probably catch him with the knife out, and he does so. Get the frag, and now it's 12-8, and like we said, the gun round started right now for the CT side, and they're slowly closing the gap, forcing right now Kinguin on a save.
And that's the second time that flanking, like, I mean, it's like a map control issue here for Kinguin in a few of these rounds. Against these top teams, they are going to take edges if you're going to leave them there, just lying in wait. They'll try to take some risks because ex-Copenhagen Wolves are actually behind and disadvantaged in some of these spots, so they know well enough to actually say, okay, we'll take a risk. Let's try to get a player pushed there. Oh wait, there's nobody here, and then all of a sudden they get too much of an advantage. Now again, Kinguin on a save, just trying to see what damage they can get done, and I mean a bomb plant would be great, but we've seen what happens to terrorists who run into the A-bomb site with no Kevlar.
But look at him again. Look at it from the minimap. Look at it from the X-ray. They also group one more time. They're working as a team, as a single unit. Like that, they don't have to communicate that much. They're just going to count on sheer aim to try to take this A-bomb site and try to get the bomb plant in. But maeVe is just holding it back right now by the APC. And also towards the CT stairs, it's going to be Hunden trying to get that frag, and will do so. So just like that, they're just dropping like flies. And we mentioned it, maybe it's maybe a little bit, it's hard for them to communicate in the heat of the moment, in the heat of the action. When you're going to start with English and then all of these things are happening and try to have different calls, just between Europe and North America, the type of calls that you could have are quite different. Whether it be Optimus Prime, a truck, as you call that area towards that A-bomb site, it could be different for these 5 players as well. So how do you communicate quite well? Well, it have to be that in the heat of the moment. It's going to be somebody like Maikelele, Rain, and SKYTTEN just speaking in Swedish, while the rest 2 other guys are just going to lurk and try to get some frags. Who knows? We'd love to get some in-game someday to be able to see what actually happens with this roster.
In this round, actually, we're going to see a push coming in towards Party there for I believe, AcilioN, but he's not going to spot anything. He will fall back, actually. But yeah, maybe, I think SKYTTEN should just learn Portuguese, Belgian, and Norwegian, and then it'll be fine.
He'll just be the main translator for the team.
Exactly. All right, so we got ex-Copenhagen Wolves. They didn't really like what they saw early on, and they actually just saying, hey, you know what, we've lost track of some of the info of where the players could be. Let's just pull back all the way. And they got a boost towards A-Long as well, looking down to see if they can catch any players from Kinguin. Now, the Kinguin are slowly taking control here, and this is much better. This is a much better approach. They actually have an idea of what's happening over by Monster, over by Suez, by A-Long, by the Upper Park, by Party, by Toilets. They've got all the map control they need now. So this is actually what they'd been missing previously. Now, how SKYTTEN decides to handle this from this point onwards is definitely down to him, but we can see that this 3 players already on the A site for ex-Copenhagen Wolves. So if they're trying to fake it with these smokes, which they actually look like they are going to try to do on the A site, this can work really well in delaying this. Now, if they can get a kill on the A site here with Fox, they're really going to sell this. Great entry there from SKYTTEN. And now they're starting to realize that it's not what they thought it was, and the execute comes in from Kinguin. But the defense is real right now. maeVe and AcilioN dropping players left and right here for the Terrors as they try to go hurriedly for that bomb plant. They had no time really. They had to just go for it, but it's just not going to work out. And SKYTTEN is the last man standing, but I don't know if he'll be standing for long. The time is out, and the wave is coming.
Lucky that guy. Oh no, he does get killed. $700 left there for SKYTTEN. That is not good at all. That hurts.
Yeah, that is rough, actually. That is rough.
And I'm just looking at the way Kinguin's playing right now, and I was listening to Apex speak in one of his interviews, and he was saying how North American teams have an issue playing against European teams because they're playing fairly slowly in a map. They're just trying to lurk around and maybe towards the last 10 seconds, maybe just burst in and hope for some entry kills and count on their raw aim to finally get a sight. And it seems as though Kinguin's kind of doing the same thing with their strategies right now. You saw it. It took about 15 seconds that they finally realized, okay, we have to work towards the site. Let's try B. Let's go all out. And as soon as you have somebody that's going to try to plant the bomb, you're already at a one-man disadvantage trying to hold the site because one guy is disabled trying to plant the bomb. That being said, it's just great holds right now for ex-Copenhagen Wolves. You can't take anything away from how these guys are playing the CT side.
Yeah, it can be really hard to coordinate your team. Sometimes that's the biggest issue. And at the moment, we're going to see not much happening in this round for Kinguin. They've only got the pistol save going on, so if they could get something done here with some tech nines, that would be nice. There's one player down. However, that gun won't be picked up by Whitten. Wow, what a frag! What on earth is going on? Whitten long range at tech 9. Now that is ridiculous. Whitten's actually going to get a plan off of this, and in goes the incendiary. Glaive trying to get the damage done. Will catch Whitten in the end, but Scream's there with the tech 9 as well. There's only 2 players left over. He's got no armor to speak with. He's playing in the smoke, just going around for the corner. Gets the headshot onto Sandin, and there's 1 player left, just Glaive. Scream can actually make this work. That bomb ticking away. Glaive goes for the face, and he picks up the frag. I don't even understand.
I can't even.
I don't even. That Tech 9, man. Actually, I played
that was legit.
I've seen that happen way too many times. It's so random. You have no idea if that's going to work or not.
All of that was just lucky 2 shots that actually connected quite well for Whitten, but that actually turned things around there because we mentioned it before. He only had $700. Losing 2 rounds in a row now, they have $1,900. Getting a bomb plan. This gives enough right now for Whitten to actually get an AK-47. So this was a big round for him. Despite the loss that they have for Kinguin, he was a single man that was able to save the round, quote-unquote, here for the team to have full guns in this round here.
Ooh, Fox is barely getting the kill onto AcilioN there. Very smart play with the jumping, though, to spot him. And Glaive's going to push aggressively in sewers, and they did not count on that. Really nice move from Glaive there. Really nice aggression, actually, to even things up. It is as a mark of a smart player and team to understand when you're down and when you've got to take some risks to get back in control of the round. And that is what Glaive did for his team because he got some excellent intel. They pushed out Monster now, so they know that there's no one in sewers, no one in Monster, and that can only mean one thing. And it is this A execute. And so ex-Copenhagen Wolves know what's coming now.
So they're going to try to count on Maikelele to try to get this entry frag with the op again, but just hiding around the corner one more time. They have to look towards the left side like they did before. I don't think it's going to... Yeah, it's going to be Scream. He checked it before. Let's see if he's going to check it again. They're forcing the op back, but a nice counter flash coming through. But at least Maikelele is able to save his teammate by dropping Whitten. Now Scream moving into this site. Headshot onto maeVe, so the opera is down as well for this ex-Copenhagen Wolves team, and he is just opening it up for anybody trying to push through. And finally, things are looking to turn around for Team Kinguin as they get the bomb plant now, and Sandin is just going to say, well, I'm just going to try to stay alive here for the next 30 seconds and then keep my M4 for the next round after. And look at that, full nades and everything as well. So there's a lot of economy that was actually put in right now for Sandin's arsenal. And he's going to have to attempt to save this inside B. And on Kinguin's side, they're not really looking for that hunt.
I got to say that it's really cool to see the fact that, because there it was just very simple to execute into the A site, and some of the strength of Kinguin is just the raw aim of some of these players. Like Scream, Maikelele, Rain, and Fox in particular have really ridiculous skill sets, especially Scream. I mean, we obviously see that. He's almost 30 bombing right now. He's on 29 frags.
That's true.
Like way above everybody else on the server. This guy is an absolute machine. And you can only imagine on very open maps like Cache and also Dust 2 and Mirage that also this team would find strengths there. So interesting stuff, but we will see a quick push down into connected with an AWP here. I do believe it's on maeVe actually. And Rain or AcilioN has actually moved there. So he's just waiting whilst maeVe is actually at the top. And maeVe has to actually cover the top here by Party to make sure that AcilioN cannot get backstabbed. But it's going to not even matter at this point. Rain picks up the kill. Connector's under the control of Kinguin for the time being. Unless Glaive opens that door. But it could be to his detriment.
Still trying to creep around right now. And they're split across the map, as you can see on the minimap, slowly walking all of them as a team, trying to get some information at the same time. You can see them moving into a line formation pretty much. And they finally spot a few, but they lose that fight. The trade comes through at least, and they also clear out towards the A bomb side. Just like that, it's a 3 versus 2. 1-man advantage, make that a 2v2 as Fox try to enter the site, denied by Whitten, but finally traded out by Scream. And now the A side is open, but look at that, the bomb is so far back here, still towards the fountain. So are they going to try to pick it up and move towards B? They have no idea where Sandin's at, so that's why you see Maikelele just walking the whole time. And that being said, actually Scream even falls back from the A bomb site, so I don't know if miscommunication there. They say, all right, well, you're actually coming, let's go back into A. And if that was the case, then Sandin said, all right, I'm going to try to push into the site. He has an even better angle there, but lucky for them, he stays inside the bank area. 16 seconds left on the clock. He's going to actually walk through this. He has 6 HP. I don't know what he was doing. That gives Kinguin the round, 14-11. But that could have been big damage there. If I think Scream thought that Maikelele was going to pick up the bomb and go towards B. That's why he fell back towards A. If not, he would have probably stayed there and try to look at the angles to actually just let Maikelele run in and get the plant and not waste any more time because there wasn't much left on the clock.
Yeah, almost got a little bit too scary for them there. And they're close now, though. They're close, 14-11.
Thankfully, Sandin just decided to walk through a Molotov to put him down to 6 HP.
Yeah, I mean, he was in an impossible spot there. It's so hard, but entries coming in now from Kinguin shortly as SKYTTEN moves in. There it is, pops off Sandin's head with an AK-47. Oh, nice shot there from Widden for the double. This guy is going massive for his team with all of the entries, cleaning out the entire bomb site. Doesn't even need any assistance there. The in-game leader of Team Kinguin is putting in the result, and of course ex-Copenhagen Wolves, they forced it up here.
Yeah. And
they got completely crushed, and now Kinguin, they know if they just hunt down the remainder of this lineup, that they're going to go into the next round with next to nothing.
So that clock is ticking on the bomb, and they're just waiting right now, and I think at this point, you still haven't seen them push out. They're just looking for the exit, so they're going to have to play and force the overtime at this point. So maeVe is trying to maybe walk in here. Maybe even get a ninja defuse if he can. Does he have a kit? No, he doesn't. So I don't think that is going to happen in his case. So at least AcilioN gets an exit kill. Maikelele looking to avenge his teammate here, but they're still trying to close out here. maeVe at least moves in, is able to save a FAMAS. And AcilioN stays alive. Very
nicely done there by AcilioN. That was quite an evil angle, actually. Behind the staircase. Very evil indeed. But 15-11, a map point rather for Team Kinguin, as they have a lot of cash still, so they're fine to lose a couple rounds, I would say. And it's the full FAMAS buy up here, just AcilioN who saved a decent rifle and that AK-47. And they're going to go for a bit of a push here towards Party to get themselves some early info, some early aggression. So that's how they can get an advantage, and that's exactly what AcilioN's going to do for them. Good stuff there, good usage of the AK-47 he saved, as now Kinguin, with all this time left in the map, have to take things a little bit slowly, and they don't have any map control. They have to. That's the first place they've got to start.
Full FAMAS. They played aggressively as well. They had 2 guys pushing down towards lower B, speaking about ex-Copenhagen Wolves, to just try to support there. 1 guy at sandbags as well. So whoever was the one playing towards the ramp could go back and forth and try to support the team as much as he can, and then he'll let his team rotate. But after that, they get an early kill. They could just set back into a default position and then just wait for this terrorist team to come towards them. This is actually Kinguin's map choice, and SKYTTEN just keeps going to work right now. Get the first headshot, looking for a second one with success. And is he going to be able to get a third 3K in this map right now in this second half? So far, who knows, because they're going to try to split towards this A bomb site, trying to make some noise. Finally spotted there by AcilioN on the top of the balcony. And just like that, it's a 1-man advantage come in for ex-Copenhagen Wolves to try to keep things alive. And we have decided to work back towards this A bomb site, making a lot of noise right now. Rain is just going to count on the Peeker's advantage, but quickly denied by maeVe. And retaliate here by Maikelele, but we still had 1 more guy inside the A bomb site to just tie things up. And I think it's just a lot of twist going on here. But it's 15-12 in favor of Team Kinguin, with 3 more rounds to go here for ex-Copenhagen Wolves to try to bring this to an overtime match. Need 3 more rounds here, but if not, we're going to quickly move on to a second map. I'm excited to see what's going to happen here, because things are getting quite nervous still for the way that Kinguin's playing on this T side. If it's not for the way that SKYTTEN's playing right now, opening his B bomb site and the A bomb site, I don't know what's going to happen for them so far, what the match could have looked like if he didn't get those entry frags.
Yeah, I mean, that round actually, credit to ex-Copenhagen Wolves, because it was one of those spots where SKYTTEN,
you know what? I'm just going to lay it out before. I'm North American. I've been practicing for about 10 minutes with M, trying to pronounce his name. Hopefully I get it right. If not, I apologize, guys. But at least I'm doing my best here.
We try. We try.
Yeah.
But he's like getting those opening kills, and in that round, he was able to do it again. He got two really awesome entries and just went with the momentum, and that's a really nice way to open up a round. But the thing is that the bomb was all the way towards upper park, so rightly so. They just well, hang on, we're back into the match. Hold that fort for now. It's 15-12, and AcilioN has to defuse with the bomb ticking away. It seems to be ticked at this point as well. It seems they've got 12 HP onto this retake. This is just no. This is a no. It's just a no. No. 16-12, and the first map's going to go to Kinguin. So, but yeah, I can quickly finish off the point I was making there.
Yep.
It was a really awkward spot because if you're looking at that as a spectator and you're not paying full attention, you might think, oh my god, how the hell did they throw that round away? They got control of the B site. It was a 4 versus 3 in that situation. Yep. But they had the bomb all the way towards upper park. So what you would expect to happen in that spot is for the CTs to actually rotate out of the A bomb site because they just lost everyone. So of course, surely the bomb should be going there. Surely there's quite likely the bomb's probably maybe a bit closer and it's not be this rotate. But because it's so far away, they were like, okay, well, let's just actually try to move slowly into the A site. And they got a guy to peek in. They didn't move a muscle. And so ex-Copenhagen Wolves just picked up a fast frag there. Then all of a sudden, they just started to just get ahead of them. And it's smart by the Danes there.
Well, I gotta say, it's also credit to them how they adapted to that round as well. Having that one-man disadvantage, they actually did have AcilioN rotate from the A side playing towards heaven. And when he actually spotted HooToon and was able to get that frag. So HooToon was trying to hold that B bomb site, trying to stay alive and try to clear it out, giving enough time for his teammate to rotate back. But he didn't. He got picked off behind that pillar, and that left the B bomb site right open for the defensive side here for ex-Copenhagen Wolves, which actually gave them that chance to play that one inside B, one inside A, and one on the balcony. So that gave them that chance to just keep things alive. Unfortunately, though, as we got back into the game, it came down to a 2 versus 1, no HP for the last remaining member, and at least we do have the first map chosen by Kinguin, which was Overpass, and that's the map that they won. So the second map is going to be now in Inferno, which is actually the map that was chosen by ex-Copenhagen Wolves.
All right, guys. So, as the man said, the man Van Silly said it, Inferno is up next. We'll take a very, very quick break, and we'll bring that right back to you, so stay tuned. We'll see you after this.